The good times continue if you're wearing Dodger blue. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Rodriguez, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Dodgers Latest right here on our YouTube channel. Man, you have just been coming through and showing out constantly. The subscriber count keeps going up. Hit that thumbs up button. Let us know what you're liking about it. Comment. We read them right here on the air, right here on Dodgers Latest. And of course, you can hit me up down here on X and on Instagram at JRod Show. Well, the Dodgers, you look up, bam, they finished June tied with the best record in baseball. That's right, thanks to a 12-3 run to end the month of June. And to put it into perspective, when you think about where the Dodgers were on June the 13th, that was Friday the 13th, they started a homestand against the San Francisco Giants, and they lost that game. Dodgers at that point were tied with the Giants for first place in the National League West. Well, then the Dodgers rip off 12 of the next 15 wins, end up 53-32, tied with the Tigers for the best record in baseball, certainly the best record in the National League. And now all of a sudden they went from being tied with the Giants on Friday the 13th, June the 13th, to now having a 7.5 game lead over the Padres and an 8 game lead over the Giants. And they have done it by pounding the baseball, scoring a bunch of runs, and still doing it with an amazing bullpen, and the starting pitching, while still not where I think they want it to be, it is still delivering. Clayton Kershaw has been phenomenal. We'll see him tomorrow night, Wednesday, against the White Sox. Justin Robleski has been a godsend. We talked about him yesterday here on Dodgers Latest. And they've done it without Roki Sasaki, who has been shut down from throwing. They've done it without Tyler Glasnow, who has been throwing to minor league hitters. It looks like he might get a rehab start. They've done it without Blake Snell, who looks like he has no timetable when he's coming back. Blake Trinan is hurt. Tony Gonsolin, thankfully, the ligament in his elbow, he's okay. Now it's a matter of just getting him healed so there's no damage to the ligament. All in all, you look up, best record in baseball, tied with the Tigers, and a 12-3 run to end the month to sort of create some separation. And you never want to say it's over. It is July 1st, but boy, 7.5 game lead on July 1st, 8 over the Giants and 10 over the Diamondbacks. You got to feel pretty good, considering the Dodgers are only going to get better once those guys come back. So an incredible job by Max Muncy's return. Andy Pages has done well. And again, they've really done it without Mookie Betts. Freddie Freeman's had some stretches. Shohei has been Shohei, and a sort of the coming out party for Hee-Sun Kim as well. So an incredible run by this team, and it shows why they're the champions, and that championship sort of merit, that championship medal has definitely come out, and they continue a great June. Let's see what July brings as it starts a 6-game homestand, 3 with the bad White Sox, and then 3 with the Houston Astros, which always is an interesting find there. All right, so Dodgers have been playing good baseball. We told you 12-3 to end the month. Now, there's a trade talk. Yeah, we love to talk trades here on Dodgers Latest. And Ryan Helsley. You know who Ryan Helsley is? Well, he was 10th. He was top 10 in the Cy Young Award race last year, finished 9th, had 49 saves for the Cardinals as the closer, and all of a sudden, among some reports, it looks like Ryan Helsley is on the radar of the Dodgers to possibly make a trade. Because now, remember, July 31st trading deadline is coming. It's getting ever so closer now that we're in July. So Ryan Helsley, remember that name, could be wearing Dodger blue. He's 30 years old. He has a 1-year deal, $8 million contract. So Dodgers would get him on the super cheap, probably wouldn't give up much of anything if they ended up making that trade. 49 saves last year. This year, a little bit of a struggle. He's 3-0, ERA a little high for a closer, 3.41. He's got 16 saves, but he's been an absolute beast. He's a 2-time All-Star, And he could be someone the Dodgers, especially if Trident doesn't bounce back, especially if Evan Phillips isn't bouncing back. Brusdar Graterol, he has been moved over to the 60-day IL. If he doesn't bounce back, bullpen by committee is great, but as we saw in the playoffs last year, you need somebody to come in and shut the door. So Ryan Helsley could be a guy. Now, it's not, Dodgers aren't the only team looking at him. I know the Yankees are, the Diamondbacks are, but the Dodgers, as usual, everybody wants to play here because you want to play on a winner, and especially a team that just won, to get that ring. So Ryan Helsley, keep that in mind as we move forward toward the trading deadline. All right, so interesting situation as we get close to the All-Star game here. Do you ever feel like San Diego has that little bro syndrome? I tend not to comment on that, and I love their announcers, Dan Orsillo and Mark Grant on the TV side, Jesse Agler, Tony Gwynn Jr. on the radio side. Great people, great announcers. They do a fantastic job. But you just get this feeling that the Padres organization, it seems like the Dodgers are just living in their heads rent-free, right? And no more so than recently where it was a game, I believe it was in Cincinnati, when you look at the finalists at the All-Star game for the National League, you see Dodgers everywhere. Ohtani's already made it as the starting DH. But every position seems to have a Dodger as one of the two finalists. And that goes to play at third base. Manny Machado of the Padres is the leader, and Max Muncy is second. And it was a comment, maybe innocuous, maybe not, but it felt like it was more of that little bro syndrome when they talked about how Manny was the National League vote getter at third base, and they just happened to throw in, and he's so much better than Max Muncy. Like, the point is, you're already the leader. I could see if he wasn't the leader, right? Like, if all of a sudden Max Muncy was ahead of Manny Machado, you could sort of maybe beef, you could sort of complain, you could sort of do this, you could sort of do that. But he's already the leader. He's probably going to be the starting third baseman. I don't think there's any question that Manny Machado is probably the elite third baseman in the National League. But to just kind of get in there and jab it when he's so much better than Max Muncy, I don't know. I just feel like let's have a little class, and those kinds of comments, the video we saw at Petco Park with Clayton Kershaw, those kinds of situations just continue to prove the point of why the Dodgers are the Dodgers and the Padres are the Padres. And the little bro continues to run wild. You get a tap on the head, you keep losing in the postseason. Can't wait for more Dodgers-Padres series, and I cannot wait if these teams actually met up in the postseason. Yeah, little bro syndrome indeed. 8 games behind, 7.5 games behind the Dodgers in the National League West. They're not even in the playoffs, by the way. The Cardinals, who we talked about, Ryan Helsley, could possibly come to the Dodgers. The Cardinals are the third and final wild card. The Padres and Giants aren't even in the playoff situation right now. So, chill, squirrel. Chill. All right, finally, Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound tonight against the White Sox, coming off a 5 scoreless inning win at Colorado. Only the 14th Dodger to pitch 5 scoreless innings or more at Coors Field, and he needed it. He had been struggling, had been winless in June, and Dave Roberts went back into the lab with Mark Pryor and the pitching staff and the pitching coaches, and they said the problem with Yamamoto was he was getting too fine. He was trying to paint those corners, and they wanted him to be more aggressive, and he totally went after Rockies hitters, and the proof was in the result. 5 scoreless innings, best game he had pitched in a while, and he helped the Dodgers as part of that sweep in Denver. So he goes on the mound tonight against a very bad White Sox team. Listen, the White Sox are in major rebuild, 28-35, 24.5 games out of first place behind the Tigers, who, like the Dodgers, have the best record in baseball. So I see Yamamoto sort of taking that approach. Maybe a strikeout prop is something you want to get into with Yamamoto tonight. Going after guys. Let's not be fine. Let's not try to paint corners. Go after these guys, these young White Sox hitters who are struggling, trying to find themselves. Go after these guys and help continue the run that the Dodgers ended June with into July. Remember, tomorrow, Clayton Kershaw is on the mound, 3 strikeouts away from 3 1,000. So that's going to be a historic night over at Dodger Stadium. I'm Jim Rodriguez. Remember, you can hit me up on X and on Instagram at JRodShow. Continue to follow, like, subscribe, thumbs up here on our YouTube page. Tell everyone you know we appreciate all the support. I'm Jim Rodriguez, and as always, it's time for Dodger Baseball.